Good afternoon, John here. How do you like my whiteboard? Piece of paper and a Sharpie. I thought I would do a quick video on what I've learned in paddling upriver over the years. And granted, the Kishwaukee's not, a class 4 rapid. I don't think there's even a class. Maybe there's a class 1/2 out there. But when it gets shallow, it's actually easier on the elevation drops as it gets deeper to a point. The CFS increases when it gets really high, but like a water level, the water will kind of level itself to where you don't have the drop in elevation and the shallow. When it gets really shallow, the elevation drop where there's drops can get kind of hard to paddle because you're hitting your paddle and it's so swift. That's generally the situation where I end up getting out and walking that stretch. And in the summer when it's hot, that's kind of a nice thing to do anyhow. You get your feet wet and stretch your legs. But what I've learned, and it took me a few years, I think I figured this out a few years back, you can use the same dynamic as tacking in a sailboat. When you're tacking into the wind, you're tacking back and forth into the wind, and that force of that wind on the sail is like an ice cube. When you put it between your fingers and you squeeze it and it goes shooting out, the force of the wind actually helps propel you forward. Well, the same thing I've found works with the water. The water is like when your kayak is going at a tack, that water force on the side of the boat is actually pushing you. And then I always try to look for little eddies where there's maybe rocks, and I will try to get momentum speed in those areas, and and then tack into the current and then go back and forth. And I found this to be much easier. I didn't think about it until I was watching sailing one day and on YouTube, and how they tack into the wind, and I tried it, and it works. So anybody that's paddling upstream, I've found this to be helpful. Alrighty, you have a good one. God bless.